The 1932 no-mint mark wheat penny stands out as an important piece in American numismatic history, carrying both historical significance and collector appeal. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint during a period when the United States was grappling with the effects of the Great Depression, this coin reflects the struggles and resilience of the nation at that time. While the Philadelphia Mint produced pennies in 1932 without a mint mark, their relatively low mintage compared to other years, combined with their survival rate, makes them desirable among collectors. Despite being a common 1-cent denomination, in circulation back then, the coin today is valued far beyond its face value, with the market price reaching around $300 in well-preserved condition, proving just how much rarity, age, and collector demand influence coin values. The obverse of the 1932 penny features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, which first appeared on the cent in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Above Lincoln's bust is the motto, "In God We Trust," with the word liberty to the left and the date 1932 on the right. The absence of a mint mark under the date signifies its origin from the Philadelphia Mint, as that facility traditionally did not use mint marks during this time. The reverse design, known as the wheat ears reverse, shows two wheat stalks encircling the inscriptions 1 cent and United States of America, with E pluribus unum at the top. The wheat stalks symbolize prosperity and agricultural strength, a meaningful message during an era when millions of Americans faced unemployment and food insecurity due to the economic downturn. Collectors value the 1932 no-mint mark penny for several reasons beyond its historical background. One factor is its relatively low mintage, as the year 1932 saw fewer coins struck compared to boom years of penny production. During the early 1930s, demand for coinage was reduced because of the economic slowdown, which resulted in smaller mint runs. This scarcity makes surviving examples more attractive to collectors, particularly those who aim to complete a full Lincoln wheat cent collection, which spans from 1909 to 1958. Every coin in this series tells part of the broader American story, and the 1932 penny is a tangible reminder of resilience during the darkest economic crisis in modern U.S. history. Another important aspect of the 1932 penny's value lies in its condition. Coins that were heavily circulated often show significant wear, with Lincoln's features smoothed out and the wheat stalks on the reverse losing their detail. These circulated examples can still be of interest to casual collectors, but they typically command modest prices. However, well-preserved pieces graded in higher mint state conditions, such as MS-65 or MS-66, are significantly rarer and much more valuable. Such coins showcase sharp details, full luster, and minimal contact marks, making them highly sought after by serious numismatists. In today's market, a 1932 no-mint mark penny in pristine condition can reach values up to $300, depending on the grading service and buyer demand. Third-party grading services like NGC and PCGS play a crucial role in verifying authenticity and condition, ensuring that collectors can buy with confidence. Beyond grading, other factors can influence the penny's value. Eye appeal, or the overall look of the coin, has a significant impact. A coin with original red luster or a pleasing brown patina may bring a premium over one that appears dull or discolored. Additionally, any minting anomalies or errors found on 1932 pennies can increase their value exponentially. Errors such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or repunched dates are extremely rare but highly desirable among specialized error coin collectors. Such pieces often fetch much higher prices at auctions than standard examples, making them a thrilling find for collectors. The historical backdrop of the 1932 penny further enriches its importance. That year, the United States was deep in the Great Depression, with unemployment rates soaring and banks failing across the nation. The production of coins slowed as economic activity declined, making each piece struck during this time a small reflection of national hardship. For many Americans, pennies were vital for daily purchases when money was scarce, meaning many 1932 pennies saw extensive circulation. This is why uncirculated specimens are much rarer today and command high prices. Collectors do not simply see these coins as currency. They are tangible artifacts that connect us to the lives and struggles of past generations. Market demand also plays a huge role in the coin's $300 valuation. Lincoln wheat cents remain one of the most popular series for U.S. coin collectors. Their relatively long production span, combined with accessible entry-level pieces and rare key dates, make them appealing for both beginner and advanced collectors. The 1932 penny is often viewed as a semi-key date because of its scarcity, which keeps its demand consistently strong. Many collectors seek to build complete date and mint mark sets, and because of this, every year, including 1932, remains essential. The pursuit of completion drives up demand and ensures steady market value. It's also worth noting that the 1932 penny represents the continuation of a beloved design. The wheat cent had already been in circulation for over 2 decades by then, but it retained its popularity due to Lincoln's portrait and the symbolic wheat reverse. These design elements carry patriotic and historical resonance that collectors admire, especially since Lincoln is one of the most admired U.S. presidents. The connection to Lincoln himself makes the coin more than just a piece of copper. It is a reminder of his leadership during another era of American hardship, the Civil War. This layered historical symbolism adds depth to the coin's appeal and contributes to its value today. When discussing values, auction results are one of the best indicators of real-world worth. Recent auctions have shown that high-grade 1932 pennies can indeed fetch prices near or above $300, depending on specific details like color designation, red, red-brown, or brown, and eye appeal. Coins that retain their original fiery red luster are especially prized and often exceed standard price guides. For collectors who prioritize quality, these coins become must-have additions to their sets, reinforcing the market strength of this particular year. For investors, the 1932 penny is also an interesting option. While not as rare or expensive as certain key dates like the 1909 SVDB or the 1914 D Lincoln cent, it represents steady value growth over time due to its relative scarcity and historical importance. With a market price of around $300 for top-grade specimens, it appeals to those looking to invest in collectible coins with strong long-term appreciation potential. As more collectors enter the hobby, demand for coins like the 1932 penny will likely remain strong, supporting its value into the future. In summary, the 1932 no-mint mark wheat penny is a fascinating coin that blends history, artistry, and value. Struck during the Great Depression at the Philadelphia Mint, it carries no mint mark and features the enduring Lincoln and wheat ear design. Its appeal comes not only from its design and age, but also from its scarcity, condition rarity, and strong collector demand. With a current market value of about $300 in high grades, it is a desirable semi-key date that continues to capture the interest of numismatists. More than just a 1-cent coin, the 1932 penny serves as a reminder of American resilience during one of the most challenging periods in history and remains a cornerstone for collectors seeking to complete the iconic wheat cent series. Next up, the 1941 no-mint mark wheat penny is one of those coins that may appear ordinary to the casual observer, but to collectors and historians, it holds remarkable significance. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, it bears no mint mark, a common trait for coins from that facility during this time. While millions of pennies were produced in 1941, the survival of well-preserved examples in pristine mint state condition is much scarcer, and it is these rare gems that capture the attention of numismatists. In today's numismatic market, The value of a 1941 no mint mark wheat penny can reach up to $400 when in exceptional condition, especially if it retains full mint luster and sharp design details. The obverse of the coin features the iconic image of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. This portrait was chosen to honor Lincoln on the centennial of his birth, and it has remained a constant on the U.S. cent ever since, becoming one of the most enduring coin designs in American history. Above Lincoln's head is the inscription, "In God We Trust." To the left appears the word liberty, and to the right is the date 1941. The absence of a mint mark beneath the date identifies it as a Philadelphia issue. On the reverse, Brenner's wheat ears design frames the denomination 1 cent, and the legend United States of America, topped with the motto E pluribus unum. These wheat stalks symbolized agricultural abundance, making the coin both a practical unit of currency and a symbol of prosperity at a time when the world was on the brink of war. The year 1941 was pivotal in history. The United States had not yet entered World War II, but global tensions were mounting, and just months after these pennies were minted, the attack on Pearl Harbor brought America into the conflict. This makes the 1941 penny not just a piece of currency, but also a relic of a world in transition. It circulated widely in the early 1940s, helping ordinary Americans manage everyday transactions during an uncertain time. Because so many of these pennies were used in commerce, most surviving, pieces show heavy wear. That is why collectors pay close attention to uncirculated examples, which represent the coin in its original condition and are much rarer. Condition plays a critical role in the value of the 1941 penny. Circulated coins with worn details might only be worth a few cents above face value, but coins in high mint state grades, such as MS-65 or higher, can command significant premiums. In these grades, the coin exhibits sharp details in Lincoln's hair and beard, full wheat stalks on the reverse, and original luster that has survived decades without fading. Collectors prize coins with vibrant red coloration, the original hue, of copper when freshly struck, while red, brown, and brown examples are somewhat less valuable. A bright red 1941 no mint mark penny in superb condition is a true treasure, with prices climbing toward $400 or more at auction. Grading services such as PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, and NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, add further assurance for collectors and investors by certifying the authenticity and condition of these coins. A coin in a holder from one of these services with a high-grade label often brings stronger prices in the marketplace. Beyond condition, eye appeal also matters. Coins with attractive toning, even strike quality, and minimal blemishes tend to command higher demand than average examples. Another factor that makes the 1941 no mint mark penny exciting is the possibility of minting errors. While not common, error varieties such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, and repunched dates can add tremendous value. A collector lucky enough to find one of these error coins could see a much higher return than the standard $400 valuation. For this reason, hobbyists often examine their 1941 pennies closely under magnification, hoping to spot anomalies that could turn an already collectible piece into a rare numismatic prize. The broader historical significance of the 1941 penny cannot be overstated. It was minted in the last peaceful year before the United States entered World War II. The coins of this era remind us of a nation that was about to be transformed by global conflict, rationing, and industrial mobilization. Just 2 years later, in 1943, the U.S. Mint temporarily changed the composition of the cent to zinc-coated steel to conserve copper for the war effort. This makes the pre-war copper wheat cents, such as the 1941 issue, especially meaningful to collectors, as they represent the final chapter before these changes took place. For collectors building a complete set of Lincoln wheat cents, the 1941 penny is an essential piece. Though not as rare as some earlier dates like the 1909 VDB or the 1914D, it holds value as part of the broader series and as a reminder of its historical era. Its affordability in lower grades also makes it accessible for beginners, while the challenge of finding high-grade examples appeals to advanced collectors. This dual appeal helps sustain steady demand in the marketplace, keeping values strong across all grade levels. Auction results highlight the true market strength of the 1941 penny. Coins graded MS-67, read by PCGS or NGC, have brought several $100, reflecting the high demand for top-quality examples. With coin collecting continuing to grow as a hobby worldwide, especially among younger generations, discovering the history of Lincoln cents, the value of coins like the 1941 penny remains well supported. Its blend of historical resonance, collectible design, and scarcity in top condition ensures that it remains a reliable and attractive choice for numismatists and investors alike. In conclusion, the 1941 no mint mark wheat penny is much more than just a cent. It represents a piece of America on the verge of global conflict, a coin that circulated in households during one of the most significant decades of the 20th century. Its obverse and reverse designs remain timeless, and its condition rarity elevates it to a highly desirable collectible. With a market value reaching up to $400 in exceptional grades, it demonstrates how age, history, artistry, and demand combine to turn a common coin into a valued treasure. For both seasoned numismatists and new collectors, the 1941 penny serves as a bridge between the past and present, reminding us of the enduring power of coins to tell stories that go far beyond their face value. The 1941 no mint mark wheat penny is a historically significant and highly collectible coin struck at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, representing one of the final pre-war copper cents produced before the United States entered World War II. And although millions were minted, its true value lies in well-preserved mint state examples that survive today, with the obverse featuring Abraham Lincoln's portrait designed by Victor David Brenner, and the reverse showing two wheat ears encircling 1 cent and United States of America, a design that symbolized prosperity at a time when the world stood on the edge of conflict. And while circulated examples remain common and affordable, uncirculated coins with original red luster, sharp details, and high grades certified by PCGS or NGC can bring prices of up to $400 or more, with collectors paying premiums for eye appeal, color, and minimal marks, and even higher for error varieties such as doubled dies or off-center strikes that turn ordinary pieces into rare prizes. And this coin's historical backdrop enhances its value since it was minted during 1941, a year when America was still officially at peace but preparing for war. And just 2 years later, copper would be replaced with steel for wartime needs, making these pre-war issues especially meaningful. And as part of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series from 1909 to 1958, it remains essential for collectors seeking complete sets, appealing both to beginners who can find affordable circulated examples and to advanced numismatists who chase the rare mint-state gems that auction for hundreds, with recent sales proving that MS-67 red examples can exceed $400, and this consistent demand ensures its enduring strength in the numismatic market. While its deeper symbolism as a tangible piece of history from a nation on the cusp of transformation makes it more than just a coin, instead serving as a cultural artifact that connects us to the past, to Lincoln's legacy, and to the resilience of America. Which is why the 1941 no mint mark wheat penny continues to be cherished by collectors, investors, and historians alike as a valuable and enduring piece of U.S. coinage history. Next up, the 1939 no mint mark wheat penny is an exceptional collectible coin that captures the spirit of pre-war America. Minted at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark, this coin belongs to the iconic Lincoln Wheat Cent series that ran from 1909 to 1958. For casual observers, it may appear to be just another old penny, but for collectors and historians, the 1939 penny tells a deeper story of artistry, resilience, and changing times. Today, its value in the numismatic market can reach as high as $600 in pristine condition, a remarkable leap from its humble 1-cent face value. The obverse of the coin features the familiar and enduring portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design, first introduced in 1909, celebrated the centennial of Lincoln's birth and became the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real person rather than symbolic figures like Liberty. On the 1939 penny, Lincoln faces right, with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" above his head, Liberty on the left, and the date 1939 on the right. The absence of a mint mark below the date confirms that it was minted in Philadelphia. On the reverse side, Brenner's wheat ear design frames the denomination 1 cent and the legend United States of America, topped with the Latin motto E pluribus unum. These wheat stalks, symbolizing prosperity and agriculture, are central to why the coin is often referred to as the wheat penny. The historical context of 1939 enhances the coin's appeal. While the United States was still recovering from the Great Depression, Europe was being drawn into the turmoil of World War II with the invasion of Poland in September 1939. Although America had not yet joined the war, the world was shifting, and coins minted during this time are relics of a nation on the brink of great change. These pennies circulated widely, used in everyday transactions by Americans navigating uncertain times. Because most 1939 pennies were spent and respent in circulation, examples in mint condition are far scarcer today, making them prized among collectors. Condition is a key factor in the value of the 1939 no-mint mark penny. Circulated coins in good or fine condition typically hold only modest premiums, but uncirculated examples with sharp details and original luster are highly sought after. Collectors particularly look for pieces with a brilliant red coloration, the original tone of freshly struck copper. Over time, most pennies darken to a brownish hue, so coins that retain their red brilliance are much rarer. In top mint state grades, such as MS-65 or MS-67, the 1939 penny can achieve values of $600 or more, especially when graded by leading certification services like PCGS or NGCI Appeal, plays a significant role in the coin's desirability. Collectors prefer coins that are evenly struck, free of blemishes, and with attractive toning or luster. Coins that appear dull, scratched, or unevenly toned often bring lower prices, while vibrant and well-preserved examples can command strong premiums. The difference between a brown example and a red example of the same grade can be hundreds of dollars, underlining how important aesthetic factors are in numismatics. Another fascinating element of the 1939 wheat penny is the possibility of mint, errors, and varieties. Though not common, errors such as doubled dies, repunched dates, and off-center strikes can be found among 1939 issues. These varieties often generate excitement in the collecting community and can dramatically increase the value of a coin. Error coins often sell for multiples of the standard price, making them highly desirable for collectors who specialize in unusual and rare pieces. From a historical perspective, the 1939 penny also connects us to one of the most transformative decades in U.S. history. Having survived the challenges of the Great Depression, the United States was on the verge of entering World War II, and soon the mint would shift resources to support the war effort. Just a few years later, in 1943, copper was removed from pennies altogether and replaced with zinc-coated steel to conserve copper for ammunition and military equipment. This makes pre-war copper cents like the 1939 issue all the more meaningful, representing the last chapter before the dramatic wartime changes in U.S. coinage. The popularity of Lincoln wheat cents is another reason for the high demand and rising value of the 1939 penny. As one of the most widely collected series in American numismatics, Lincoln cents appeal to both beginners and advanced collectors. New hobbyists can start by finding affordable circulated examples, while seasoned collectors hunt for the finest mint state specimens to complete their sets. The 1939 penny, while not considered a key date, still serves as an important piece in any complete collection, and its scarcity in high grades ensures consistent demand and strong market prices. Auction results reflect the strength of this demand. High-grade examples certified as MS-67 red have brought hundreds of dollars at major auctions, sometimes surpassing $600 depending on the coin's eye appeal and market conditions. These sales confirm that the 1939 penny is more than just a relic. It is a valued commodity in the numismatic marketplace. With continued interest in Lincoln cents across generations, its value is expected to remain strong well into the future. For investors, the 1939 penny offers a steady opportunity. While not as famous as the 1909 SVDB or the 1914 D key dates, it provides consistent growth in value due to its relative scarcity in high grades and its connection to the popular Lincoln Wheat series. Collectors who acquire well-preserved examples today are not only holding a historical artifact, but also an appreciating asset that can be passed down through generations. In conclusion, the 1939 no mint mark wheat penny is much more than a simple copper coin. It embodies American history at the brink of global war, reflects the artistry of Victor David Brenner's design, and represents the enduring appeal of the Lincoln Wheat series. With a market value of up to $600 in top condition, it is a prized piece for serious numismatists and a fascinating introduction for beginners. From its role in everyday commerce to its preservation as a valuable collectible, the 1939 penny reminds us that even the smallest denomination can carry immense historical and financial significance. The 1939 no mint mark wheat penny, minted at the Philadelphia Mint during a pivotal year in world history, is a coin that blends artistry, history, and rarity into one highly collectible piece, featuring Victor David Brenner's timeless portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, with the inscriptions, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1939, and the classic wheat ears, reverse symbolizing prosperity with 1 cent, United States of America, and E Pluribus Unum. And while millions were produced, most circulated heavily through the hands of Americans living through the last years of the Great Depression and the dawn of World War II, leaving few in pristine condition, which is why high-grade examples certified by PCGS or NGC can achieve market values of $600 or more, especially those with brilliant red luster and sharp details, while circulated examples bring only modest premiums. And the difference between red-brown, and brown specimens often accounts for hundreds of dollars in value, making eye appeal. Strike quality and preservation critical factors, and the coin's historical context further elevates its importance since 1939 marked the start of World War II in Europe, and within just a few years copper would be diverted to the war effort, and the U.S. Mint would issue steel cents in 1943, making pre-war copper issues like this penny especially meaningful. And beyond condition, error varieties such as doubled dies, repunch dates, and off-center strikes can transform an ordinary 1939 penny into an extraordinary rarity worth far beyond standard guide values, and collectors prize this coin as part of the Lincoln Wheat series, one of the most popular and widely collected. In American numismatics, appealing to both beginners who can find affordable circulated pieces and seasoned collectors who pursue mint-state gems, and auction records prove its strength in the market, with MS-67 red examples reaching hundreds of dollars and sometimes exceeding $600, reflecting the steady demand that keeps its value strong. And while it is not a key date like the 1909 VDB or the 1914 D, it holds a respected place in the series as a semi-scarce pre-war issue that continues to gain attention, offering investors and collectors alike the chance to own not just a coin, but a tangible artifact of America's past, reminding us that even the smallest denomination can carry immense historical meaning and financial value, which is why the 1939 No Mint Mark Wheat Penny remains a treasured collectible and an enduring piece of U.S. coinage history. Next up, the 1937 No Mint Mark Wheat Penny is a fascinating collectible from the pre-World War II era of American history, minted at the Philadelphia Mint without a mint mark. Although it was produced in large numbers, its value today can soar to as much as $700 in pristine, high-grade condition. This penny, like others in the Lincoln Wheat series, is far more than a simple piece of copper. It is a piece of America's cultural and economic history. Every detail on the coin tells a story, from the enduring portrait of President Abraham Lincoln to the wheat stalks symbolizing prosperity during a time when the nation was preparing to leave the Great Depression behind and was edging toward global conflict. On the obverse, the coin proudly displays the portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. His forward-facing image is accompanied by the inscriptions, "In God We Trust," above his head, "Liberty" to the left, and the year 1937 on the right. The absence of a mint mark beneath the date confirms that this particular penny was struck in Philadelphia. On the reverse, Brenner's famous wheat ears design frames the denomination 1 cent and the words United States of America with the motto E pluribus unum at the top. The wheat ears design, used until 1958, symbolizes abundance and agricultural strength, ideals that resonated deeply with Americans of that era. The historical setting of 1937 enriches the significance of this coin. America was still recovering from the Great Depression, though economic conditions were slowly improving thanks to New Deal reforms. Internationally, tensions were rising as the world drifted closer to war. For many Americans, pennies like the 1937 No Mint Mark Wheat Penny were essential in daily transactions. Bread, milk, or a newspaper often cost just a few cents. These coins circulated widely, which explains why most examples today show significant wear. This heavy circulation makes finding uncirculated specimens with full mint luster and sharp details much more difficult and far more valuable. Condition and grading are the most critical factors in determining the 1937 penny's value. Circulated examples often trade for only a few cents above face value, but coins that have survived untouched for decades can reach hundreds of dollars. Coins graded at Mint State 65, MS65, or higher are especially prized, with the finest examples capable of commanding up to $700 or more. Color also influences value. Coins designated as red, RD, are the most valuable, followed by red-brown, RB, and brown, BN. Since copper naturally darkens over time, original red coloration is rare, making such coins highly desirable for collectors. Eye appeal plays a huge role in whether collectors are willing to pay top dollar. Coins with sharp strike quality, smooth surfaces, minimal contact marks, and vibrant luster attract much higher premiums than dull or spotted examples. Even among coins of the same grade, one with stronger eye appeal can bring significantly more at auction. Collectors are not only buying a piece of history, but also a piece of artistry, and they want their collection to shine. Adding to its allure are the potential minting errors and varieties found in 1937 pennies. While not extremely common, doubled. Dies, repunched dates, die cracks, and off-center strikes are known to exist and can bring far more than the standard $700 valuation. For example, a well-documented doubled die penny from 1937 in mint state could sell for several times the value of a normal strike, as error collectors are always on the lookout for unique and unusual varieties. These anomalies make the 1937 Penny an exciting coin to examine closely under magnification. The historical context also elevates its value. Just a few years after 1937, the United States entered World War II, and by 1943, the mint had to change the composition of pennies from copper to zinc-coated steel to save copper for the war effort. This makes pre-war copper cents like the 1937 issue a last reminder of traditional coinage before the wartime changes. For collectors and historians alike, the 1937 penny connects directly to this transitional period in American history, bridging the Great Depression and the coming of the Second World War. The popularity of the Lincoln Wheat Cent series ensures consistent demand for the 1937 penny. From its introduction in 1909 until its replacement in 1959, the Wheat Cent became one of the most widely collected U.S. coin series in history. Its accessibility appeals to beginners, while advanced collectors hunt for high-grade examples of every date and mint mark combination. The 1937 penny, though not a key date like the 1909 SVDB or the 1914 D, is still a semi-scarce pre-war issue, especially in higher grades. Its role as part of the complete Wheat Cent collection makes it indispensable, and this demand supports its strong market value. Auction results consistently back up the $700 valuation for top-quality 1937 no-mint mark pennies. PCGS and NGC graded. Examples in MS67 red have reached hundreds of dollars, sometimes even surpassing guidebook estimates depending on eye appeal and bidding competition. Such results highlight the importance of certification, as collectors and investors rely on third-party graders to ensure authenticity and condition accuracy. For investors, the 1937 penny represents a stable long-term asset in the numismatic market. While it may not reach the multi-thousand-dollar values of rarer cents, its steady demand and historical significance make it a safe and appealing investment piece. Coins in top condition will likely continue to appreciate, especially as younger collectors enter the hobby and seek to complete Lincoln Cent collections. In conclusion, the 1937 no-mint mark wheat penny is much more than just a 1-cent piece. It is a tangible artifact of American history, minted in an era of economic recovery and looming global conflict. Its timeless design by Victor David Brenner, its scarcity in high grades, and its connection to a pivotal moment in history all combine to make it highly collectible. With a market value reaching up to $700 in mint state red condition, it continues to attract attention from numismatists and investors alike. Whether held as part of a complete Wheat Cent collection or admired individually, the 1937 penny stands as a reminder of how even the smallest coin can carry immense meaning, bridging art, history, and value in one enduring piece. The 1937 no-mint mark wheat penny, minted at the Philadelphia Mint during a time when America was recovering from the Great Depression and edging closer to World War II, is a coin that blends artistry, history, and collector appeal, with Victor David Brenner's obverse portrait of Abraham Lincoln paired with the wheat ears reverse that symbolizes agricultural prosperity, and although millions were struck and circulated widely for everyday purchases like bread and newspapers, the survival of high-grade mint state examples is far scarcer, which is why uncirculated coins with sharp detail, full red luster, and minimal marks certified by PCGS or NGC can bring as much as $700 in today's market. While circulated examples hold only modest premiums, and factors such as strike quality, surface preservation, and eye appeal often determine whether collectors are willing to pay top dollar, with original red specimens being especially rare and valuable compared to red-brown or brown pieces. And beyond condition, the possibility of minting errors such as doubled dies, repunched dates, die cracks, or off-center strikes can elevate a 1937 penny into a unique rarity worth far beyond its standard valuation, making it an exciting coin to examine, and its historical significance further enriches its importance. Since within just a few years the nation would be fully engaged in World War II, and by 1943, copper cents would be replaced with zinc-coated steel. giving the 1937 penny a special place as one of the last traditional copper issues before the wartime change, and its role in the Lincoln Wheat series, one of the most collected in U.S. history, ensures that it remains in strong demand among both beginner and advanced numismatists, with auction results confirming values of several $100s and sometimes higher for MS-67 red examples, highlighting the importance of certification and eye appeal. And while it is not as rare as the famous 1909 SVDB or 1914D key dates, it is considered a semi-scarce pre-war issue that offers collectors an affordable yet historically rich addition to their sets, and for investors, it represents a stable and appreciating asset due to steady demand and cultural significance, which is why the 1937 no mint mark wheat penny continues to be cherished not only as a piece of copper, but as a tangible link to America's past, embodying resilience, artistry, and value in one small but powerful coin.